school administration should really be commended for what they did here, because there's an obligation, both a federal as well as a state obligation upon schools to provide a safe environment for their students. And the school has a policy in place to meet that obligation, and has a series of steps that it goes through. And the school was very proactive here. The first thing it did was it immediately interviewed all the parties involved, investigated it thoroughly, and entered what are called school no contact orders, and made all of the people, the teachers, the TAs, the teacher assistants, made everybody aware in the school that the no contact orders are in place, and alerted them to the fact that Giovanna needed protection. As the mayor just said, it gets very difficult outside of school hours, though, for a school to control what can happen out there right now in terms of these what I refer to now as bullying trauma, how that can be preceded by other means. And as events unfolded and more information became available to the school, it became clear that under their own policy and under their legal obligations that they had to step up the protections that they needed in order to provide that safe environment for Giovanna. It frankly got to the point where it really became a practical impossibility because of the nature and the continuous nature of the harassment. It became a practical impossibility for the school to do that while she was still a part of that social community outside of just the school hours. And they needed to, and this girl deserved to have that part of her life be meaningful to her. You know, these events and this bullying trauma were really stealing from her some of the most important formative years of her life. And how do you control that social environment? And they made the choice, which I think was the appropriate one. It not only met their legal obligations, but I think it provided this young woman with an opportunity to have a meaningful high school academic and social life by allowing her to matriculate in another environment. So I think it was critical that the school did that. In fact, I think if the school had not taken that action, they would have been faulted in these legal proceedings if they had not done it in support of those allegations against the town. It was our position that even though we were in default and we had conceded those facts, that those facts that are pled in the complaint did not support that we did anything wrong, did not support that we engaged in a false arrest, or that any of our officials did anything in their official capacity that supported the claim, you know, that there was anything malicious in their conduct. There was a malicious prosecution count in there as well, or that we did anything that supported that we engaged in false imprisonment or false arrest. And ultimately, after 3 weeks of trial, the court agreed that there were 14 counts in the complaint, 13 of them directed at the town of Johnston. The court dismissed all 13 of those counts.